Welcome back to House on Carrion Hill, House of Bob's cosmic horror adventure played in Pathfinder 2nd Edition in the Galarian campaign setting.
Hi, I'm Dan. I'm playing Willen Dappen, the gnome wizard.
Hi, I'm Janette. I'm playing Bimpkin, the long snout rat oracle.
Hey, I'm Shubert. I am playing Knib-Knub, the razor-tooth goblin fighter.
I'm Trevor, and I'll be playing Theobald, the orc investigator.
And I'm Shaun, your game master. If you like what we do and you want to support the show, visit us at patreon.com/thehouseofbob. Last time on House of Carrion Hill. As the city of Carrion Hill ramps up to celebrate the Day of Bones festival, 4 adventurers, Bimpkin, Knib-Knub, Theobald, and Willen, arrive in town and begin to get their bearings. Bimpkin nearly gets swindled by a Harrowdeck con man, but the arrival of a strange, horrifically mutilated man interrupts the chase. Now all of you stand in an alley intersection. The goblin Knib-Knub, the orc Theobald, and the gnome Willen Dappen have all attempted to subdue a strange, flayed-skinned figure, but he still screams and flails in an enraged panic. At his feet lies the halfling con man, clutching his chest, gasping and turning blue. Bimpkin, it's your turn.
Okay, so
Bimpkin right now is across the alley intersection, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, about 30 feet away from the flayed man. Knib-Knub is right in front of the flayed man, has been trying to chew and bite his way to subdue this strange figure. Theobald had come up and had punched him right in the sternum, quite forcefully, eliciting no more than a pained scream from the man.
And this Harrowdeck guy is the flayed man is holding this guy right now?
He had dropped him to the ground, and the halfling is now just lying on the ground, like gasping for air. And you can see his face is turning blue.
Okay. I will step up. I've decided I'm going to step up to this guy instead of being scared in the corner. Move forward, and then I'm going to reach out and touch this flayed dude and cast Chill Touch.
All right. The spell Chilled Touch. What do I have to do?
So a fortitude save.
I make a fortitude save. I got a 27.
Okay, so that's a pass. Takes 1d4 plus spellcasting modifier, so he'll take half of that.
Okay.
So you take 11 damage.
11
Nice.
points of damage. He takes half of that?
Yep.
What does that spell look like?
You run a finger down his spine.
He gets
tingles.
It starts to radiate like a dark, slick-looking, oily thing across his skin.
Oh,
And then it kind of grows across, but then shrinks back in.
creepy.
Wait, he doesn't have any skin.
Well, he's got the inside of his skin. The epidermis.
The dermis?
The dermis.
It's like his muscles contract or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Is that called the dermis? I'm not sure what layer.
I think dermis is your skin.
The underdermis.
Yeah.
The underdermis.
Yeah. Under Armour's knockoff brand.
I only wear underdermis.
All right, so Bimpkin walks up to the flayed man, touches him. An oily slick of cold energy attempts to freeze the flayed man in place, but only does a little bit of damage. The flayed man then screams in anger and agony as it becomes his turn. He flails about, blinded, as he has gouged his own eyes out. He's going to randomly attack. Oh, he's going for Theobald.
Figures. I am the biggest.
He's going to be able to make a strike, so he reaches out blindly, grabs onto Theobald's chest, attempting to rake you with his fingers, his broken and bloody fingers.
Ugh.
That is a 28 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that got me.
Okay, so he hits. Theobald, you take 15 points of slashing damage. He rakes across your chest, and at one point the hand stops and just grabs onto you
Ew.
around the neck, and then he begins to choke you. As he grabs your neck and then slams you into the wall beside you, you take 13 points of bludgeoning damage, and I need you to make a fortitude save.
Ooh.
Yeesh.
Theobald steels himself against this skinless monster.
A 21. That is a fail. As you are rocked against the wall, your head kind of smacks up against a brick. Some dirt and dust and grout flies off of the wall, and you are slowed 1 for 1 round.
So much for being the biggest one in the party.
All right, so in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, the slowed condition is not just to do with your speed. It actually has to do with your actions. And it always has a value. So slowed 1 means on your next turn, you lose 1 of your actions.
Well, this guy's not going to live that long. Isn't that right, my short companions?
Yeah!
That's 3 actions. So Knib-Knub, it is your turn.
Oh boy. I think Knib-Knub's gonna do an intimidating strike.
What is intimidating strike? What does that do?
Intimidating strike says, your blow not only wounds creatures, but also shatters their confidence. Make a melee strike. If you hit and deal damage, the target is frightened 1 or frightened 2 on a critical hit. And this, I believe, costs 2 actions.
That sounds right.
So that'll be the first thing I do. I also should have said, Knib-Knub was a little freaked out by all the magic happening right in front of him on this guy, so he's going to stop trying to bite him and pull out his stabby stick and try to do some stabbing.
Okay.
So I rolled a 6, and I have just plus 13 with the stabby stick, so that's 19 to hit.
19 is a hit.
Oh, great. So I got 7 damage.
7 damage as you poke into an exposed nerve cluster on the flayed man. He flinches and tries to cringe away from you. He's frightened 1. Now, frightened is a pretty important condition in Pathfinder because it gives you a -1 status penalty on all of your checks and DCs, which means his AC is reduced, his attacks are reduced, his saves are reduced. Basically, anything he rolls on a D20 or any of his defenses are reduced by 1.
Nice.
Good job, Knib-Knub.
Frightened condition will decrease once every round or at the end of his turn. But if you're able to get to like frightened 3 or 4, that's when your enemy starts fleeing.
Cool.
That's 2 actions. You have 1 more action.
What can I do with that 1 action? Can I attack again?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you attack again, you're just taking it at your multiple attack penalty value. So most weapons are -5 on your second attack, -10 on your third attack.
Okay.
If it's agile, it's -4, -8.
Let's keep this simple. I think Knib-Knub is just going to keep poking.
Okay.
Oh, man, I'm not rolling good. 12.
Not going to be enough.
Okay.
Willen, it is your turn.
So I think I'm going to try just casting my daze on him.
Yep.
I'm just trying to see if there's a range on it.
Range 60 feet, targets 1 creature, cast time 2 actions.
All right, so Willen's going to stay where he is, and he's going to cast daze on this weird dude.
Okay, and so I'm making a will save.
Yep, will save of 21.
That is a 26.
Bummer. I still think he takes half, does he not?
It's a basic will save, so yes, he takes half damage.
Okay. But is he going to be stunned?
No, because he did not critically fail.
Okay. So I will just roll damage. Well, that's not a lot. 5 damage and half that.
Not a ton. Takes 2 points of damage. And you got 1 more action, I think?
Yeah, I don't think I have any spells I'll be able to cast with just 1.
You can always just delay that action and keep in mind that most of your skills have some sort of application that could be useful. If you look at a skill, usually there's some like sub actions that can happen from that. So
I bet you could just like push him or something, like shove him, like trip him or something.
I do have some alchemist fire I could throw at him.
There you go.
could do that.
As long as it doesn't hit all of us.
I was going to say, it's probably going to hit us all.
Yeah. Am I attacking at a -5?
Yes, you are.
Oh, that's good.
And is pulling it out, throwing it 1 action?
Pulling out and throwing it is probably 2 actions.
Okay.
Okay, so you pull out your Alchemist Fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't make me use this.
Theobald, So you are slowed. You have 2 actions this turn.
Okay.
Currently, you and Bimpkin stand on opposite sides of the flayed man, so he is flat-footed to your attack.
Flat-footed to my attack? Well, by golly, I'm going to attack. +1 striking hand wraps of mighty blows. Strike. Kabam!
21. 21 is a hit.
Yes.
6 points of damage.
Eat these knuckles.
Something to keep in mind is that your devise a stratagem, if you do that first before you attack, you'll always add on some extra damage.
Oh, shoot. I should have had devised a stratagem in place from the beginning of this encounter last session.
You have to do it once each round.
Oh, once each round.
Yeah.
So next time, devise a stratagem and then punch the guy.
Right. So you do have 1 action left. Do you want to hit him again? Do you want to try and trip him? Do you want to waggle your fingers at a blind man and go waka waka waka?
Waka waka waka. I'm going to waka waka with my tusks and like headbutt him, but with my mouth.
Oh, jeez.
Sounds like I'm making out with him.
Just give him a big kiss.
Yeah, I would not want to. Well, personally, I wouldn't want to get that close to him.
Guess I don't kiss him.
You swipe with your tusks, trying to get a kiss or smooch in, and he flails and dodges out of the way. And yells, "Cooties!"
How does he know? He gorged his own eyes out.
So you're admitting you have good.
You can sense it.
He can sense it.
Sense the cooties.
Bimpkin, it's your turn.
Bimpkin's a little bit disturbed by the makeouts and the underdermis, so he's going to step back.
Yeah, that's very fair.
You're missing out.
He's still holding Theobald, right? By the neck?
Yes, he is.
Okay, so he's going to command him to drop Theobald. Drop him.
This is another spell, isn't it?
It is another spell. Do you need me to read you the stuff?
Yeah, yes. For the listener, I, of course, know everything about everything.
So it's
I know every spell.
Just like I know every song.
So basically, I'm just shouting a command that's hard to ignore. You can command the target to do things like run away or approach or flee or drop. In this case,
Okay.
it's a will save.
I rolled a 13 against your command.
So he fails, but not a critical fail. So his first action on his next turn must be that command.
Okay. That's handy. It actually wastes his actions.
And then that's all I got.
That was a 3-action thing?
Yeah, I
or-
move back and then command is 2.
All right. So the flayed man releases his grip on Theobald, staggers back about 5 feet, and then flails out again, this time trying to strike the little Knib-Knub beside him. And he will attempt to hit you with his claws.
Bring it on!
That's a 32 against your armor class.
Oh, okay. That hit.
Is that 10 or higher than your AC?
It's exactly 10 higher.
All right, so that is a critical hit.
Oh,
So on a crit, you roll all the dice, add everything up, and then double it. So you're going to take 26 points of slashing damage.
oof.
And he's out of actions. It is Knib-Knub's turn. He is sporting some fresh, blood-raking stripes across his face from the flayed man's attempted embrace. What does he do?
You fool, you've only made me look cooler. I'm gonna do some more stabbing. I think I'm gonna start with a power attack here. Power attack. You unleash a particularly powerful attack that clobbers your foe, but leaves you a bit unsteady. Make a melee strike. This counts as 2 attacks when calculating your multiple attack penalty. If this strike hits, you deal an extra die of weapon damage if you're at least 10th, blah, blah, blah. Stuff about being higher level.
Okay.
And that's 2 actions.
All right.
So that's a 25 to hit.
25 is a solid hit.
Excellent. So that means that I deal an extra die of weapon damage.
Yeah, so what's your die on a trident?
D8.
All right, so you'd be dealing a 2d8.
13 damage.
13 damage. All right. You stick him in the abdomen again. This spurt of blood comes out from somewhere around his kidneys.
Oh, man.
You have 1 action remaining.
I think I'll go for one more stab. 19 to hit.
19 is a hit.
Nice. 6 damage.
All right. That brings us to Willen Dappen.
All right. You there, goblin. Duck.
Huh?
And then he hurls his alchemist fire.
You spend an action to throw your alchemist fire. It is a ranged attack.
Oh, I'm not very good at this.
13 is a miss, but not a critical fail. So you still deal your splash damage to him, which I think is just 1 at this level, but...
Yeah, 1 persistent fire damage and 1 splash damage.
Yep. So he takes a little bit, and Knib-Knub also takes 1 point of fire damage.
What did I tell you?
Well...
And was that only using 1 action slot to hurl that?
That's just 1 action.
Okay, then I will cast... Let's do Acid Splash. Just because it'd be funny if I set you on fire and a little acid on you too.
Of course.
Oh, man.
That is hilarious.
Is this at disadvantage?
Yes, it's at map -5.
Hey, got 20 on that one.
All right, a 20 is a solid hit. You will deal some acid damage, plus 1 point of splash to Knib-Knub.
Are you serious?
And they became best friends.
You're just nickel and diming me, man.
How does it work?
And, of course, he begins to take persistent acid damage. And you can see this sulfuric acid steaming off of the side of his chest, burning him. He's screaming.
Oh, my God.
A considerable amount of pain.
Careful with that.
And it is Theobald's turn.
Theobald shall use his investigator ability to devise a stratagem.
It's about time somebody came up with some kind of plan in this group.
All right. Devise strategy is now happening in my brain.
All right, so when you have it checkmarked and then you hit strike, it should give you the better bonus. And then once you see the result of the die, you can choose if you're going to attack or say fuck it and try something else.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Oh, I'm going to stick with this. 28.
There we go. Pretty good roll.
Did I hit him?
You did the devised stratagem. Now you have to do it by spending your next 2 actions.
So I'm going to move forward and punch him?
Go ahead. That will hit. Do your damage.
Yes.
Sweet. So it added your precision damage on there. So when you do a devised stratagem, you basically get like the investigator's version of sneak attack.
Nice.
So you've dealt 10 points of damage.
Boom.
Nice.
He's looking really haggard. You can see him staggering around, still mumbling and screaming about dreams and wolves and the pain that he's in. But you can see that he is wearing down. Bimpkin.
Bimpkin's going to pull out his striking hand crossbow. And he looks like a little bit nervous. And then just under his breath, he's like, why won't this thing die? 28 to hit.
That is a hit.
Okay.
10 points of damage. And he's now got a crossbow bolt sticking out the back of his neck. And he's staggering there. His lidless eyes are just
Oh, man.
wavering back and forth. You have 1 action left, 2 actions left.
Okay, I will try to hit him again. 16.
16 is not enough.
Okay, I will try one more time. Maybe I'll get a crit. Nope.
Not enough. It is the flayed man's turn. Maybe his final turn. He screams in rage and brings both of his fists down at Theobald with a brutal blow. 22 to hit?
22 is my AC.
All right, so hits exactly. You will take 11 points of slashing damage.
Whoa.
And I need you to make a fortitude save.
A lucky number 13.
Ooh, lucky number 13. Fortunately is not a critical fail, but it is a failure. You are pushed 10 feet back.
Oh, that's it?
Boom. And then the flayed man will use his last action to jump towards Knib-Knub and attempt to bite him. And he comes at you, jaws and gnashing. Probably misses with a 12.
That is a miss.
All right. Knib-Knub, It's your turn. This guy just tried to bite you.
You call that biting? This is biting. And Knib-Knub drops his stabby stick and tries to finish him off with a bite. I'm going to go for a power attack here. That is a 31 to hit.
That is a crit.
Ooh.
Nice.
Damn.
The power attack lets you roll one extra dice, and then you just double everything for the crit.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
22.
22 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
So Knib-Knub scrambles up the flayed man's chest. You see his strange mechanical grill, his jaw clampers open up and sink directly into the jugular of the flayed man, and he falls dead. Congratulations.
And Knib-Knub just keeps biting.
Oh, God.
Search his pockets.
He's dead, my friend.
Oh my God. I was not expecting this on the Day of Bones.
Yeah, it's not like the Day of Muscles.
Are you mocking me still?
No. What is that? Knib-Knub has no idea what sarcasm or mockery or anything is.
Knib-Knub only knows the pain he inflicts on others.
Yeah, basically. That's pretty accurate.
So the four of you stand in this alleyway over the flayed man's now totally mutilated body. The halfling beside him shudders and fails his final death saving throw
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Nobody saved him.
and dies.
Would I have had time to have gone to him on my next action?
Yeah, if we stay in initiative, what are you going to do?
I don't have a spell for healing, so...
You can just, like, stabilize him, probably.
yeah, I can do a heal check.
You could use the medicine skill.
I'll run up to him and crouch down, and
Let's see Willen's bedside manner.
I'll touch him with my hands. And I will get a 20 on my medicine.
You run up to him. You see that he is asphyxiating. You see that he looks like he's suffering from some sort of cardiac arrest. And you immediately start doing the appropriate first aid, which I'm not authorized to describe on radio, so I won't.
What?
But he does everything right.
He does everything right.
Mm-hmm. Look it up.
Whatever the correct way to do it is,
The most current...
I mean,
go consult the Red Cross.
do some Q thrusts and...
Your local healthcare authority.
Yeah. You managed to save this halfling's life. He's still unconscious, but you are fairly certain that he will pull through.
Nice.
Excellent.
I am unto a god.
You're like Jesus. Can I say that?
You can.
You're allowed to say Jesus.
This halfling is basically Lazarus.
All right, I'll nurse this guy back to health and see if I can get him talking.
I can heal him.
Okay.
5 hit points.
So, sorry, Bimpkin, what are you doing?
I'm just going to touch him and heal him by casting heal
All right.
using
So
positive energy.
he recovers 5 hit points and eyes flutter open. The color's returning to his lips. He looks around. I don't remember what my voice sounded like.
I grab him by the collar and like hold him up against the wall.
Strange rat man, what are you doing to me?
Do you see what happens when you pretend to speak to spirits?
I don't pretend. What happened here?
Do you see this man?
Oh my God! By the bloody bones of Pharasma, what happened to him?
I don't know, but it's your fault. And he drops him and walks away.
And he like slumps to the ground onto his knees and just begins to sob.
Are you okay? You need to talk about it?
I don't know what happened. You look a little nicer than the rat person. What happened?
Well, I don't know. I think this guy was trying to kill you.
Yeah, as you fled from the marketplace, you were fleeing from, I believe, town guard for doing tricks and such, perhaps collaborating on pickpocketing my friend here. And when we came around the corner, that skinless, naked, blind dude was choking you to death. And
oh my God.
we saved your life.
Wait. This guy's a pickpocket?
No, this guy's not the pickpocket, but he ran away when a pickpocket was captured by the town guard in front of his stand. So a bit suspect.
I think that officially makes him a pickpocket.
Yeah.
Look,
Guilty by association.
let's just say that bygones are bygones. You saved my life. I got caught in the act, and perhaps after this traumatic event, we could just all go our separate ways.
Well, you did say that you actually speak with spirits. Do you think this has anything connected to that? Is there any reason why somebody that doesn't have skin on would want to stop you from breathing?
It's so specific.
Looks back and forth between each of you, his eyes like flashing from face to face, and then he goes, yes, maybe the spirits. And he like raises a hand up to his temple and like focuses, and he's like, the spirits say that you have done a good deed by saving me. And
the spirits are talking to me. They say empty your pockets?
I hear that too. He reaches down and pulls a little sack of coins out of his pocket and like throws it onto the ground and then begins to scurry off to the side. And he disappears down a side alley just as a crush of people begin to flood in from the other directions. You see a whole host of townsfolk, all with alarmed and shocked faces. They're like, we heard someone calling for help.
Yeah, I put that on blast pretty good.
In their midst is another town guard. He's kind of lithe and dangerous looking. He's got this bald head. He's missing 2 of his front teeth. Kind of reminds you the way that he moves. Kind of makes you think of like a venomous snake or a viper or something like that. He's got this big mace strapped to his waist. He walks up to you. My name is Commander Garrus. What's the meaning of this disturbance?
There was an altercation in the alleyway, and we put an end to it. In self-defense.
Yeah, Willen bends over to tie his shoes and then picks up the coin purse.
Yeah. Subtle.
Yeah.
This man's skin was already flayed. We did not do that. It was like this when we found him.
The holes are us.
He bends down to look at the flayed man. Very strange. You're all new to town, you say?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm going to need your names.
Clem,
All right.
Clumbo,
Did you say Columbo?
Clem, Clobo, Tom. And he like writes it down. And
Okay, hold on. I'm going to see if I have a spell for this. I was thinking about using my mind link.
a spell for coming up with a. Oh, okay.
Well, it basically lets me, communicate something that we could do and that would take 10 minutes instantly. So I can have like it's probably just like a one-way conversation though. It's me like info dumping on you.
yeah,
Don't info dump on me.
I still need your names.
All right,
Just his whole life story in 10 minutes. It's like, what's your name?
Yeah.
Dylan. Dylan Wappin.
Dylan Wappin. All right, you're a gnome, bleaching by the look of you.
Hey.
Good. Takes a second to write it down into his notepad with a piece of charcoal. Looks at the orc. Who are you, big guy?
Tom.
Writes down Tom in his little piece of paper. He asks for the rat's name.
Bimpkin Dobrisen.
Bimpkin Knib-Knub. All right. Are you from the Warren in town?
Worst fake name I
Bimpkin?
ever heard.
Sorry, I was laughing at my friend. What?
Are you from the local Warren, Bimpkin?
What is local Warren? I am from another town, like just going through.
All right. Are you staying in town for the Day of Bones for a couple days?
I was maybe going to. Well, people chase me around. I don't know if I like this town very much.
Well, enjoy the festivities. Rest assured that this matter is under control. I'll have you move along. Thank you for your help today, but your assistance is no longer required.
But wait, you seem as though you've seen Flayed Man before. You do not look very shocked.
This is the first time that I have seen a flayed man.
Insight check.
Yeah. I was about to say.
All right, so in Pathfinder, your insight is your perception against Commander Garrus's either his diplomacy or his deception DC.
Bimpkin rolled a 15.
Willen got 24.
Theobald got 18 for his perception check.
Knib-Knub got 21 for his perception.
Okay. So, Willen and Knib-Knub, you sense that might not be the whole truth.
This guy's shady.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll get going.
Good. Thank you again, but go enjoy the festival.
Yeah, is there any sort of reward or, keeping the pace?
Consider your service to the town. You've looked out for the people around here. Hopefully, this man did not do any other damage on his rampage.
I mean, my friend here took some injuries. Maybe a healing potion?
Theobald sort of like, shrugs in agreement. That's a good idea,
Yeah, give us some healing potions.
I mean, from my perspective, this is kind of your job.
He looks around and sees all of the townsfolk crushing around in the alley, trying to get a look at the body. He says, fine. Visit the guard post outside of Rag Manor, and they'll pass you a healing potion. Tell them that Garrus said so.
Nice.
Done.
To add that to my thing, we got connection with Garrus now. Not a good connection, but a connection nonetheless.
He's definitely ushering everybody to clear the area. And as you guys kind of press your way out of the alley past all these townsfolk who are like clapping you on the shoulder and be like, hey man, you did it. Like, good job. You totally saved that guy. Wow. A young woman, maybe early 20s, dark skin with like big buck teeth with a gap in the middle and like two big black braids on the sides of her head, comes up to you and is like, you guys are heroes. You're super cool. Sorry, my name's Sarah. I run the 7-Ton Matic. It's a tavern in town, and I mean, having a group of heroes stay there would be like great for advertising. Is there any way I can interest you in staying at the 7-Ton Matic for like just a night, like maybe 2 nights, totally free of charge?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I heard free. It doesn't take much.
Does Willen have like a bunch of coupons on him or something?
The rest of you, are you up for that? I mean, if I have to twist your arm, I can throw in some meals, maybe a couple drinks.
Is it haunted?
Oh no, I spoke too soon.
Except for you get none.
You already said yes.
Would I be able to roll a perception into the earnestness of this lady?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I would also like to do that. I got 23.
And I got a crit, 30.
Dang.
Ooh.
Right, Theobald, you notice that she's wearing an apron. She's got food stains and what looks to be like beer stains. She smells faintly of alcohol, but not like a drunkard, just like somebody who bartends. Her hands look weathered, dish soap damaged.
Yep, those are dish soap hands.
Dish soap hands.
Recognize them anywhere.
And her earnestness seems quite genuine.
All right, as a fellow barkeeper, I would be honored.
Oh, good. All right, so here, you go this way and you take a left and then a right and then you go down some stairs and you're there. It's in the Tangles. Oh, man, I'm so excited. I'm going to go put some posters up. She runs off down the alley.
Wait, we should get posters already.
What's
That's a
happening?
good question.
Well, that's pretty fast.
Or like she's making posters.
Oh, she's...
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
How are they going to get my likeness?
You guys look around. The crowd is beginning to disperse. The four of you are kind of left in a dark street. It's about mid-afternoon.
I'm going to look for the Rag Manor.
Okay. You guys are moderately familiar with the layout of Carrion Hill from your approach. You're able to see that as you approach the town, it's got sort of a wide flat area along the docks called the Filth. It's got a large mound-like hill. The low side of that hill is called the Tangle, and it's where most of the populace live. Really twisty, tangly alleyways, lots of tenement buildings that are really cramped together, narrow buildings all smushed up together, and then the top of the hill, the crest of the hill, you can see the towers of what's called Crown Manor and the Cathedral of Pharasma. So you're pretty sure Rag Manor, if it's a manor, it may be up in the rich quarter, the crown of the hill.
Excellent. Probably a good time to check out the highlights before we head down to the depths.
Yeah, what time of day is it?
Mid to late afternoon.
Okay.
It's the guard post at Rag Manor that I'll be getting patched up from on behalf of Commander Garrus.
Okay.
I'm just looking to follow up on that.
All right. You guys head up the hill. You make your way through some winding streets, eventually coming to a large town square. To the north, you can see a huge, imposing church. It's very Gothic. Think like Notre Dame Cathedral with multiple spires and stained glass. Right in the front main tower, there's a large circular piece of stained glass with a spiral put into it, a blue and white spiral. This you believe to be the Ossuary Church. Definitely looks like it's dedicated to the goddess Pharasma. And directly across from that is a large and imposing fortified castle-like estate. You can see hanging from the walls and from the tower roofs are this plethora of flags and tapestries of various regions and peoples that live in the area. Some of the flags look like they've been up there so long that they're quite tattered. And a crowd is beginning to form in the middle of the town square. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thanks for listening to House on Carrion Hill and the House of Bob. If you want to support us, please give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to your podcasts. You can find us on social media at the House of Bob. Feel free to join our Discord where you can chat with members of the show, as well as the rest of the cast and many other of our listeners. You can always support us on Patreon, and we'd like to thank everybody who's supporting us on Patreon today. Those people are Patrick Hegarty, Brandon Knox, Ron Sonius, Team Eamon, Pavel Lishin, Christine Braille, Tom Inns, Elias Anderson, Mark Boykin, Mary Margaret, Jessica Colvin, Ray Kearney, Scooter Emerson, Tyler Kay, Josh Jordan, Keith Haddad, Bluckett 12, Tom Wesley, Jessica, Kieran, Mike at the Tales of the Glass-Guarded World podcast, Luke Conroy, and Volt. Art for this episode was done by Shaun Makes. You can find him at Shaun Makes on Instagram or ShaunMakes.com. Editing for this episode is by Astronomic Audio. Music by Mike Hammock. Roll on.
Isn't that right, my short companions?
Yeah.
Thank you, Willen.
No problem.